know. Look, I took your advice now. Took your advice. I got me 5 years after Dubai. I got me got a update,
Okay.
upgrade.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Did you get parking space?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Thank
Okay, because you're one of the few.
I know. I heard it was a mess. Yeah. But no, more so. You ready to funeral? I talked to him today. I told him about what he's trying to do. Tax, tax. Yeah. Really, I can't. We do it after. We'll do it now, but I don't want to get caught. I know. Going up there and don't have it. Right. Yeah. Calls your name. I'll be up there without my bow tie. Fine. I don't have. I actually fit right in. You always sit. Yes. Had some, and I said I left some extra ones. Young lady up there had 'em. He had some. It was in the white folder, and then the other ones were I didn't know for any extras. But the ones in the white folders, I think she gave out already. Okay. Yeah, those were the extra ones.
Okay, may I get your attention, please? Good afternoon, everyone. And first of all, let me just apologize for the chaos in the garage. But apparently I'm learning something every single day about the parking garage process. And that is, it changes minute by the minute. So hopefully we can try to figure out a way to get some parking. Maybe we talk nicely to the state. They may give us something. You think, Lon? All right, so we need to go ahead, and I understand that Ms. Tate Lee is circling around, so what we're going to do, we're running a little late here. We need to go ahead and get started. Mr. Anthony Tate will not be here today. Did you all hear from Mr. Strickland?
I did. I saw him this morning. We both at the car dealership together. He was getting some repairs done, and he said, "I don't see you later on this afternoon. You know what?"
Okay.
No, he's gonna sign in.
Oh, he's going, okay, he's coming in on the webinar. Okay, great. So let's call this meeting to order, so be it, so whatever. Let's have a roll call. Start here.
Darrell Thomas.
Ansley Clark.
James Harvey.
Lonnie Yates.
J.W. Gibson.
Shep Wilburn.
Okay, and Commissioner Brooks. Okay, thank you all again for being here. Do we all have do we have our agenda? We have our agenda. Do we have, you should have the minutes from January 16th. You have those? Okay. Let's try and move forward. We'll delay the reading of the minutes and approval of those until further down in this agenda. I want to thank some of our guests for coming today. And the first person that we have, you all should have his packet, Mr. Jeremy Simpson. You all have a packet. Systems Technologies. Okay. Mr. Simpson, you want to come forward and give us your opening statement and whatever else, and we'll get into your show.
Thank you, Commissioner Brooks, and the members of the Regional 1 Health Black Economic Inclusion Task Force. I won't be before you long. I just want to kind of go over some of the things that Commissioner Brooks and I talked about that would be beneficial to the project, as well as some things that the committee would want to take a look at. So if she would start the slideshow presentation. The slideshow. I'm ready. So, of course, we're an information solution provider, and one of the scopes of our services falls along the lines of construction monitoring, which ties into project management for the owners, for the architects, for OSHA and things like that, as well as with various projects that have a public-private interest. Those projects sometimes, well, not sometimes, but oftentimes have a lot of eyes on those projects to kind of gauge the progress of the project, to kind of also get an understanding of where they are from a project management standpoint, kind of assist them with maybe forecasting from a owner and from a safety perspective. They can quickly look at the live view to look to see if there's anyone on site not wearing a harness or wearing their protective gear, their eyewear, but also continue to engage the community, especially when it's private projects. One of the projects, if I can change the clicker, this is the
construction camera that we typically install on a lot of the projects. But there's multiple projects that we've had where we've not only installed this type of project that requires power, but we've also had solar cameras. We've also had projects where we've tied into various aspects of, we brought our own power supply and things like that. And this is our actual first project that we did, which was when they did the FedEx Forum. So we had cameras on the FedEx Forum as they continued to build the project, construct it, and we archived everything. We gave them a time-lapse video of the project. And speaking of Tom Lee Park, that was our latest project that we did here in the city of Memphis, where we had about three cameras on that project. And what Montgomery Martin wanted to do was they wanted to capture the progress of the project as far as activity. We gave engineers, we gave architects, we gave the contractors, and I'm not sure if we gave project managers access. We may have, but they are able to look at the project when they have their project meetings. They can begin to talk about where they are, time of completion. There's a scheduling portion where they can look on the schedule to determine, so you're supposed to pour concrete this week, or you're supposed to start framing. You can kind of get an idea as to whether you can or not. Well, it looks like you're going to have inclement weather for the next couple of weeks, so may not be able to do it. Well, they're supposed to do a particular task today where you can go on live and look, or you can go back at the end of the day from the archived images to see if those things were done. We did the same thing on other projects as well, which is the West Memphis project, where they had three projects over there, which was a fire station, fire and police substation, and they had the courthouse. The same thing we did with Jefferson County, where they had a coroner's office, veteran service, and a health clinic. And in Illinois, the same thing, a public school, where they wanted to capture the activity of the project. And a lot of these projects, some of them had the same contractor, and so they had multiple projects going on all around the city. So in order to prevent from having to fly someone there to look at those projects, they were able to put their eyes on it from their desk. And the latest project that we did was in Marion, Arkansas, which was a health clinic, which was a $12 million project. And we did multiple things on it, but one of the things I'm talking about with you guys today falls along the lines of construction monitoring. And so I want to kind of take you through what that looks like. So if you would, pull up the actual application, and we can kind of navigate through a few of the things. So with this project right here, if you go to live, it has various options on there, which is time lapse, security recordings, where they can capture activity on the job site, and if something came up missing, a tool or anything like that, you can basically go back and run the video on that. Photos, so if something happened on the project and someone's walking through and they say, well, hey, these bricks don't match, or something's out of place here, they can take those photos and upload them. Project status and weather. So select the weather for a second. So if you go to weather, you will see where it's showing this week's forecast. The temperature in Pine Bluff, Arkansas is 56 degrees. And then you can look back as you scroll down. You can look at what the weather would look like for the following week. So if you go back to Jefferson County to live, yeah, right there. Let's go to Tom Lee Park. So Tom Lee Park has the same thing, but when we go to live, I want us to look at the time-lapse video and play the day-to-day time-lapse video. Play that. So that's what it will look like as the Regional 1 Health project is being constructed. So from excavation to all of the site prep work, from pouring the foundation to constructing the building. And so with Tom Lee Park, we had one in the center, we had one on the south end and the north end, capturing the entire park so that at any point they could, when they have their meetings, they can kind of grab an idea as to what is going on so that people can maybe stop, engage, and look and see what's going on the project or how the project was constructed. And so that project, I think it took a couple of years, but we had the cameras for that whole entire time. And as you'll see, that's the completion of that portion of Tom Lee Park, but there's other areas of the park as well, the other north and south, which has time lapse as well. But other than that, that's my time. Any questions?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Simpson. So, do we have any questions? Well, I'll start. I do. I have questions, and quite frankly, I invited Mr. Simpson to come because I realize, with the environment that we're in today and what we're trying to do with Region 1, we cannot have eyes on Region 1. And there's, we don't have the dollars for the pre-award, post-award reviews, all those kinds of things that are required. Well, they used to be required when we had a normal president and a normal government running in Washington, D.C., so we don't know what's going on now. But we're still here locally, and we're still, part of it is taken care of and whatever else. So what I want to know is, in terms of camera installation, Mr. Simpson, when do you, if you have this kind of a project, when do the cameras go in or turn on or put the eyes on the project?
Well, it typically goes in, as you saw with the Tom Lee Park and the other project, it goes in right before the project gets started. It could go in, so for this project, as they're doing the demo, it could go in after they've done the demo to where they just have site work to do. And those are things that are important as well to kind of see how the site work is going. But it can go in right as they get ready to do the demo. But we would kind of have to have an idea as to what encompasses the whole project. Mm-hmm. So Tom Lee Park, yes, of course, it was the whole park. Mm-hmm. But with various projects like the Lee County Cooperative Clinic, they had a clinic here, they had land here, but they had some other land that they were going to do some other development on. We just need to get a gauge as to what will encompass the entire project, and that will let us determine whether it's 2 cameras, 1 camera.
A portion of the construction site, or if it's just the materials, we have to sort of outline for you exactly what we want monitored. Is that right?
Yes and no. I think building the project, so then if it's during the middle of construction, you only be capturing just the building. You would miss some of the important stuff at the beginning.
Okay. Commissioner Harvey. Thank you.
My question is, this project, so what are we expecting, Chair?
The community wants to know where their dollars are being spent. The person doesn't actually necessarily have to come to the job site to get an idea as to how the progress meetings. You have the various disciplines talking about this is what we've done now, this is where we are projected to move forward on the project, but we are projected to move forward on the project, but you have all that
Out of human control, mm-hmm. that can well explain why the project is late or why the project had some challenge or difficulty. So I guess this really could be something real great that gives.
There was an individual that they had an accident at the FedEx Forum. A guy got hurt and it was tragic. So they went back and used the construction cameras to kind of gauge what actually occurred. And
I'm just saying we won't have the resources to do the checks and balances that can be done from camera surveillance, okay? And we are spending public dollars. And whenever you're spending public money, you gotta make sure every dollar counts. Every dollar. Any questions for Mr. Simpson? At FedEx Forum, Tom Lee Park, and any other construction site. And I said, that's wonderful, because see that, that takes care of those dollars that you would have to spend for personnel. It takes, and the project manager, whomever you designate, can sit right in the office, or they could do it, whomever. It just really, really does put us in the 22nd century. Ms. Banks.
Janice Banks. Commissioner, would this be something that the hospital?
Okay. I think he could chime in on that. I wish Chief Collins was here. I think he has a meeting going on. But I think we need to have a conversation if there's something that is amenable to the board, to this task force, because we're in our oversight role, in my chair of this task force, and that role is, I'm really impressed by